Yes.
Person that asked you, Ms. McCabe, if you recognized that as being a report that just Jim.
It appears to be, yes.
Yes.
Sure.
Right, this is recording. I'll let that be.
Do those two paragraphs. You can see yourself to yourself, and then look up and let me know when you're finished.
Looks like the other ones are there too.
Oh, really?
Yep.
Oh, that's cool.
We'll start with this one. Listen, if I was going to be on that national TV, I'd get hair, teeth, everything done too. I don't hate it for that.
Yeah.
Especially after everyone made fun of her so bad. You know, the personal comments last time were awful.
Yeah.
She can be a liar, she can be all those things, that's fine, but to make fun of how you look is not, I don't like it. You know?
Who's dirty?
I put the bowls that have the water things in there,
Oh.
there was bugs. There was some bugs in there. From sitting overnight bugs.
Oh.
She's still reading?
Yeah.
Yes.
Reviewing those paragraphs, refreshing recollection as to whether or not, as to what you told those agents initially. I'm sorry, what you told those officers initially from that other law enforcement agency, that about who you contacted in that 10-minute interval.
Yes, I told them.
And you told them that you had contacted your husband, Matt McCabe,
Yes,
and Carrie Roberts.
correct.
I want to stick with that for just a quick second. One of the first calls you made after being contacted by these other law enforcement officers from a different agency, one of the first calls you made was to Carrie Roberts. Is that right?
She was the first one.
That's what I'm asking. One of the first two calls you made, your husband, come home, there's law enforcement outside my door. I'm guessing that's what you said.
Stacy,
Right?
I don't remember my exact words now, but I did ask him to come home. Correct.
And
Yes.
Carrie Roberts.
Okay. Yes.
You wanted to let Ms. Roberts know that you had been contacted by certain officers from a different agency, correct?
I was curious as if they had already been to her.
That was my next
Oh
question.
yeah.
You also wanted to find out have these law enforcement officers from this different agency contacted her, correct?
Yes, because typically if you enter uptown, she's.
Ms. McCabe, yes or no?
Oh, sorry, I was just trying to explain. I'm sorry.
Is that why you contacted her to find out if in fact they had contacted her before you? Yes or no?
Yes.
And you also wanted to find out what she told them if she had been contacted by you, correct? That was your motive in calling her.
No.
So you just wanted to find out had she been contacted,
Yes.
but if she had said yes, you weren't going to say, and what the hell did they say? What did they ask you?
Well, I can't say what I would have answered, what I would have asked her, but I know I was calling to see if they had been there. Yes.
That was your intent.
I called to ask her if they had been there. Yes.
So that was your intent, yes?
Yes.
Okay. Your motive in calling Carrie Roberts at that moment before your interview was to ensure that your story would line up with her story. Isn't that right?
No, that is not.
you wanted to find out if she had talked to these particular law enforcement officers and what she had told them so that your story could somehow align or it could inform how you responded to questions that they asked you. Isn't that true?
That's not true. We both know what happened. We don't have to have a story. There is no story. There's what happened, and that's it.
So if that's true, it's
See it to the right?
Oh, yeah.
We're going through this whole experience together. We call each other about everything. That's nothing more than that. I'm sorry.
Let her finish. Go ahead, Ms. McKay, you can finish.
There's nothing more than me calling and saying, hey, did they come to your house? That's what we did when the media showed up, when Ms. Reed's private investigator showed up. We just give each other the heads up, hey, somebody's coming. Because we're just like normal moms. We're not used to this.
in making sure that the stories sheets have.
The food?
Yes.
I got it.
No, we are not.
Yeah, good idea. Yeah, I know, bedtime. That smells so good, and that guy's so weird.
I know, wasn't he?
I'm just gonna back up to get out of here.
No, he's going around.
Is he?
Fine. Said I don't buy one.
Oh, I didn't put the oven on.
That's all right.
You want cheese first?
Yeah.
Okay. Which big, medium, small? Small, medium,
He's so
large?
lost right now, and he's not gonna take a lap that ball full.
Yeah, it's okay. He's trying to turn around.
Oh, right.
He's out there. Do you want large, medium, small?
Anytime, anyone. Anyone's
One
good.
or two?
One. And done.
But this one.
Perfect. Thanks.
He's going into something, Jackson.
You finally lost.
Not telling stories.
Let her finish. You said no.
I said, no, we're not telling stories. We don't have to compare. There's no inquiring. It's like when you're when the ice cream truck was at the street next door and I'm saying, did the ice cream truck come? It's really that simple.
So, you asked your question.
Ice cream truck?
You argumented with the question. She responded.
Oh my.
Thank you.
What the frick was that? Ice cream truck.
You also testified in your direct examination, staying with Ms. Roberts for just a second, about a timeline that you and Ms. Roberts put together. Correct?
Yes.
That's another example of the two of you talking about your own perceptions and comparing and contrasting those perceptions.
No, it's a no. Can I explain or no?
I'm sure Mr. Bill will have follow-up questions.
She smiled.
After you gave that answer to those law enforcement officers at that separate law enforcement agency, they asked you, was there anyone else that you contacted in that 10-minute period before we got a chance to talk to you? And your answer was, No, correct?
Correct.
And that was a lie, correct?
It wasn't a lie, no.
Was it true? Was it
I-
a truth or a lie?
It wasn't a lie.
Okay, so it was the truth. You had not spoken to any other person in the time that contacted you. You said, I need 10 minutes. So that part of the time, you could talk to anybody else or contact anybody else other than advocate Gary Rollins. Now you're going to talk that is a true statement.
I can't answer that yes or no.
Had you talked, well, let me ask you this. In point of fact, you did talk to other people, if you contacted others, in addition to advocating and Gary Rollins, right? Yes or no?
Yes, I did.
Okay. So when you said no to the answer, did you contact anyone other than Matt and Gary? That would be by definition a lie. Correct?
No.
It's not a lie. Is there some shade of lie that I'm not aware of?
It's the way you're asking the question. If I could explain,
Let me ask you
it
a
will make
different
more
way.
sense to you.
The agents asked you, we go over this one more time and then move on. The agents asked you, in fact, did you contact anyone between the time we called you, set up the interview, and the 10 minutes before we walked through the door? They asked you that question, right?
The objection is sustained. Watch the choice of
I'm sorry. I meant the law enforcement agency. That law enforcement agency, the members of that law enforcement agency,
Who's the golfer?
sorry, they asked you
What?
who you would
Oh,
contact.
Homie.
Between the time they first telephoned and walked through the door 10 minutes later. Right?
Correct.
Okay. Data point number one. Data point number two. You told them Matt and Gary, correct?
Correct.
You had actually contacted, they did ask you, did you contact anyone else other than Matt and Gary, correct?
Correct.
And you said no. Is that correct?
At that moment, I said no. Yes.
At any moment.
No, at that moment, because they had just come in my house.
Only one person can talk.
You said the word no.
I was finishing her answer.
I had said no because I was in a situation where there are two officers from a different agent had come in, were asking me questions, or they had said, can I come in and ask you questions? At first I thought they were selling something, then they identified themselves. I just dropped my kids off at school. Gonna be completely honest, I hadn't brushed my teeth. So
Oh, good.
I kind of made some phone calls.
No, that's, so, next question.
Thank you.
Whoa.
Ms. McCabe, after you said no, that you hadn't contacted anybody else,
Mm-hmm.
those two law enforcement officers from that separate agency who had told you it was a crime to lie to them, they left, correct?
Yes.
Subsequent to that, Ms. McCabe, your husband, objection. They left you their card so you could call them if need be, correct?
Yes, they did.
And you in fact did call them back, correct?
Yes, I did.
Without telling me the content of the conversation you had, did you have a conversation with Mr. McCabe? Did you call him back and say, I'm calling you back because my husband told me that I lied to you, and I had better clear that lie up?
So, sustained. Jurors, remember I told you before that only answers to questions are ethics. Be mindful of that.
Then we
Next, yes.
Sidebar. Boy, they're having a hard time getting out. With the chairs
No.
close together.
So Nicole wrote back, I would just like to only pay $25 to get in. I said, yes, you've said. Her of all people. She can afford the extra $5.
Yeah.
She sounds like an idiot saying that.
I wonder if Emily got another sponsor. Illuminated Q and Ads.
What about it? Yeah, she's had a new sponsor.
Oh, Illuminated Q and Ads.
Yeah. That's not, I mean, that's fairly new, but it's not new.
Oh.
May I?
Yes.
Thank you, Your Honor. You ultimately called these officers back, correct?
Yes.
And you explained to them that you had been untruthful with them, correct?
I explained that I had forgotten to mention a couple of people that I had reached out to.
You had forgotten. Is that your testimony?
Yes.
You had forgotten. You remembered Matt and you remembered Carrie,
Mhm.
but you'd forgotten the others that you had just contacted maybe 30 minutes before.
Yes.
There were 5 that you contacted.
I contacted Matt.
Let's go through them.
Yeah. I know 4 off the top of my head.
Okay, let's go through them.
Okay.
You contacted your husband, correct?
Yes.
You contacted Carrie Roberts, correct?
Yes.
You contacted Peggy O'Keefe, correct?
Yes.
Then, Ms. McCabe, you contacted the district attorney's office, correct?
My witness advocate.
The district attorney's office.
My witness advocate who works for the district attorney's
Thank you,
office.
Ms. McCabe.
Yes.
And you also left out that you contacted Brian Albert himself, correct?
Yes, my brother-in-law.
For some reason,
Looks
your
like Sharon
brother-in-law,
Shannon too.
who's the 30-year Boston police detective, correct?
Yes.
And on whose lawn John O'Keefe was found dead or dying. Correct?
Yes.
For some reason, you did not want these officers to know that you had communicated specifically with Brian Albert, the homeowner, just before you talked with them. Correct?
No, incorrect.
There was some reason that was important enough for you to lie about that, even though you had been admonished that it's a crime to lie about that to those officers. Correct?
Incorrect. I didn't lie to them. I had forgotten who I had called.
And all of a sudden, you had an epiphany right after they walked out the door.
Yes. Matt said, who have you spoken to?
Okay. Ms. McCabe, I want to draw your attention to January 28th. You had gone out drinking with your family at the Waterfall Bar in Carterville, correct?
I went with my husband and met my sister, yes.
And met the other family, correct? Other family members, meaning
My niece.
Matt McCabe, Nicole, Chris, Julie, Caitlin, correct?
Yes.
I think you mentioned Tristan was there as well.
Yes.
You were later joined by Nick and Karina Kolakivitz, is that right?
Yes.
Ultimately, Brian Higgins showed up,
Yes.
and Brian Albert showed up.
Yes.
previously indicated that Caitlin's boyfriend, Tristan, left early for whatever reason. He had errands to run or had to get better for some reason, is that right?
He left before us, yes.
So he didn't stay through the shank of the evening.
Through the what?
The shank of the evening, through the course of the evening.
Oh, okay.
Is that right?
Yeah, Brendan,
And ultimately, at the waterfall, John O'Keefe and Miss Reed showed up as well.
Yes.
You didn't see any tension at all between John O'Keefe and Karen that night, did you?
No, I didn't.
They appeared to be getting along.
Yes.
Sort of a normal couple having a nice evening out together.
the Bergman match, the guy fouled and nobody
Neither
saw
John
it.
nor
Yeah, I was just looking at that.
he appeared drunk or inebriated out of sorts.
No, I wouldn't categorize them as drunk or inebriated.
And
But again, I don't know what the definition of drunk is.
well, that's a fair statement. I'm not asking for their BAC. They didn't appear to be stumbling around, falling all over themselves, and sloppy drunk, correct? Out of control, nothing like that.
No.
Okay. You did see Brian Higgins and Brian Albert at a high top table sort of together through the course of that evening, correct?
We were all kind of around like a long high top table.
And John O'Keefe, and as you look at I'm going to use the perspective of the video that we've seen,
Oh, yeah.
that camera angle that we've seen, John O'Keefe and Miss Reed were sort of further off in the corner, closer to the bar rather than to the tables, correct? Along with Nicole Keithes's and you as a matter of fact.
Yes, at different times, everyone was kind of moving around. I spent the majority of the time that Karen and John were there speaking with Karen.
And that was sort of over toward the bar.
We weren't in the bar, we were at the table, so it was one side of the table and the other. Wasn't like far away.
Right.
Kind of,
I'm using the bar sort of as a landmark for that, and I didn't mean you were siding up to the bar, but just sort of as a landmark. You were closer to the bar than, for instance, in the foreground, which would be the high top tables in the foreground, correct?
We were just on the other, I'm confused about this. We were just on the other side of the table.
Okay. You did see on the opposite side of that high top table, that's where Brian Albert and Brian Higgins were standing, talking, and communicating with each other. Is that right?
I believe so. I was talking to Miss Reed. I wasn't really paying attention to them.
Did you ever see those two men get physical with one another that night?
I did not that night. I did not see that.
Have you ever seen a full review in all the hours that you sort of prepped for your testimony? Have you been shown that waterfall video from the time you got there until the time you left?
Not the full video, but I have seen a good portion of it, yes.
Okay, and you've certainly seen the portion where Brian Albert and Brian Higgins get up from the table and sort of get physical with one another, correct?
I would say more like play fighting, and Nick Kolokides was a little bit like doing it with them as well.
Okay, so the physical part is all I'm asking is to touch each other. Yes.
Yeah, I guess, yeah.
And you described it as play fighting, correct?
I don't, we could watch the video, it might explain it better than I could.
We probably will.
Oh, okay.
But right now, I'm just asking about your memory. You remember them squaring off on one another, playing, squaring off on one another?
I don't remember them squaring off. Like I said, I just watched the video. I don't remember it from that night, and I didn't really pay attention. It looked like foolish, like guys. Just, I don't even know how to describe it.
From your perspective, having watched the video,
Mm-hmm.
they squared off on each other and sort of took fighting stance.
I didn't look at it that in depth, so I could not say that.
Did you see them bump into each other and grapple with one another? Like they were punching each other.
Right. Mm-hmm.
When they grappled with one another, like facial punches to each other.
I don't know.
Almost like sparring.
I don't honestly know.
But you did see
I saw them together. It's blurry, and they're kind of, I don't know really what they're doing.
they weren't saying anything.
Oh, God, no. No. They were engaging with each other, playfully, grabbing at each other. I don't really. I'd have to watch the video to categorize it as play fighting. I didn't know it was a quick clip. I wasn't like focusing on Brian and Brian. I was just identifying that that was myself in the video, and there was Miss Reed. And I believe Miss Reed actually did some play fighting to Matt.
Oh, boy.
Yeah, I feel like she was about like this to Matt at one point, yeah, in the video.
So let's talk about Brian.
Oh, God. She's so shit.
Who would she say?
Karen Reed with her husband play fighting.
Oh,
Yeah.
They took a fighting stance with each other and started grappling, playing, coming toward each other as if they were engaging in a physical altercation, correct?
I did not see that, I'm sorry.
You didn't even see it on video.
I saw them on the video grabbing at each other. I didn't see stances but again, I didn't pay much attention to it.
And that's your best memory as you sit here today.
Yes.
Eventually, you, your husband, Brian Albert, Brian Higgins, Nicole, Caitlin, everybody went over to 34th Fairview at the end of the night.
Yes.
Right? The bar closed at, I'm guessing, midnight.
Okay.
Is that right?
I think we were wrapping up around then. I don't know what time it actually closes.
When you left Waterfall, the people that were still there included Matt, your husband, and John O'Keefe. Is that right?
Yes.
You walked out with Karina Kolakipis and Karen Reed.
Yes.
And you said to Miss Reed something along the lines of, "You're coming with me," correct?
I said, why don't you come with me?
Okay, fair enough. You were prompting her to join you for the ride over to 34 Fairview. Is that right?
Yes.
You even went outside and sort of waited in the cold. There's a video. Have you seen the video of you outside? The surveillance video of you outside in the cold?
Yes.
And you're sort of waiting there, moving from foot to foot like it's freezing out, which I'm sure it was, correct?
Yes.
In a big puffy coat of some kind, right?
So the question was, I'm moving foot to foot in a coat? Yes.
My question is more, did you see yourself waiting outside the cold?
I saw myself convert. I believe I was in a conversation at that point when I was standing out there with John and Karen.
And that's when you were asking Karen to come with you.
No, I had asked Karen previously when we were at the door to come with me because I didn't know how long Matt and John were going to be in the bar because they were in there still.
And that would have, by definition, brought Karen to 34 Fairview separate and apart from John O'Keefe if Karen had come with you.
Yes. Mm-hmm.
Miss Reed ultimately declined your invitation and did go with John. Is that right?
John ended up coming to the door, so they just went together, yes.
And finally, you walked away and went with your husband Matt over to 34 Fairview in your personal vehicle, correct?
Yes.
When you arrived at 34 Fairview, were you the first among the group that we just talked about to arrive, or had others arrived before you?
Others had arrived before me.
When you walked in to 34 Fairview, where was everybody generally located? Give me a layout of the interior of the home, how you walked in, and where everybody was located, the people that were there when you walked in from the waterfall.
So I walked in through the front door. I took a right into the kitchen, and then there were people sitting around the kitchen table, Brian Albert Jr., Julie Nagel, Sarah Levinson, Caitlin Albert. My sister was over more towards like the counters and the sink, and Brian Albert and Brian Higgins were, there's like a room right off of the kitchen, like a TV room, and they were in there just talking. I think Nicole had like put up some new pictures, so, or maybe the sun and the rains, they might have been looking at a picture. Vaguely have a faint memory of that.
You indicated that you walked in the front door, correct?
Yes.
May I approach briefly?
Yes.
Anything? Anything, honey? No?
Thank you.
At that photograph for a second.
Yes.
Do you recognize that photograph?
Yes.
What do you recognize that photograph to be?
It's my sister's house.
34
Yes, sorry, 34 Fairview.
Brian Albert's house.
Yes.
and marking this as marked for identification. Here's
Identifications.
thank you. If I may. Next in order. Thank you. Your Honor, with court's permission, I'm going to show a different exhibit until the other issue can be resolved. With court's permission, Commonwealth Exhibit 3. Permission to publish?
Yes.
Ms. Roll, could you highlight or enlarge the house as much as you can? Thank you. Ms. McCabe, do you recognize what's depicted in this photo? I know it's a little bit of vague.
Yes,
What is that?
that is 34 Fairview.
Okay. Can you, I think this laser will work. That laser and point to the front door that you entered when you walked in the house. Okay, that's directly in the middle of the just to the left of the flagpole for this purposes of this photograph, correct?
Yes.
Okay. Is there another entry door on the house that you may not be able to see, but you know the general area?
Yes.
Where's that door?
So that would be, see where these two windows are?
Yes.
The door would be kind of behind that right there. So it's right to the left of those two windows.
And Ms. McCabe, just staying with doors for a second, is there another door associated with the garage?
Oh, actually, yeah, there is. Right there.
Right there next to that side door.
Yes.
Okay, thank you. Can I approach?
Yes.
You didn't go in the side door, you went in the front door that night.
Yes.
You indicated that once inside the house, you were sort of in the kitchen area. Is that right?
I was in the kitchen, yes.
You weren't paying special attention to Brian Albert, Brian Higgins, what they were doing. But in fact, I think they went into a different room, is that right?
There's a room, kind of kitchen opens up into the TV room, so they were in there.
So the only two that you recognized at this point in the night, not being sort of with everybody else, were Brian Albert and Brian Higgins, separated out in the family room or whatever that room is called, living room.
Yeah, like just right there, right where they are, just kind of right in the next room.
When you first pulled up, did you notice any vehicles in front of Brian Albert's house?
Yes, I did.
What vehicles did you notice? Vehicle or vehicles?
Just one.
What was that vehicle?
It was a Jeep.
Can you describe the Jeep for us, please?
Really can't. All I can say is that when I pulled down, the Jeep was on the parked on the street in front of the mailbox, and I turned into the driveway.
Okay.
No, Mike?
Did the
He
Jeep
did?
have any special
He answered.
features on it that you
Joey doesn't usually record scores, so I
Not
doubt
that
it.
I can recall.
big giant snowplow in the front?
But I believe he did record
Again, it was
scores.
I didn't really pay much detail to it beyond I just asked whose Jeep is that.
And did you learn whose Jeep that was?
I did, yes.
Whose Jeep was it?
It was Brian Higgins' Jeep.
And you said that it was parked in front of the mailbox, is that right?
Yes.
So as you're looking at the house, the mailbox would be closest to the driveway, is that right?
Yes.
Rather than, for instance, the flagpole on the other side of the lawn.
Correct. So if the flagpole's here, there's the lawn, and then here's the here's the mailbox, and then the driveway's over here. Does that make sense?
It does to me.
Okay.
Thank you for that. You've previously indicated that the back edge of that vehicle, Brian Higgins' Jeep, was at the side, basically, of the driveway, which is what you just described. It was blocking the mailbox, the rear end.
You didn't record the scores last week.
The driveway entrance, correct?
Yes.
It sucks.
Have you ever discussed having seen that Jeep in that spot with anybody else?
Let's try the other week.
Is that including previous testimony or?
It is. At any time, before you testified at the previous hearing, had you discussed having seen
We
that
did.
Jeep in that spot?
April
with anybody else?
16th, he recorded the scores.
Wow.
So let me see now. April 16th, April 8th.
Was there any other car on that curb line
He did the 9th too.
other than the Jeep when you
Can I
pulled
tell
up?
him that?
Not that I remember.
And Brian Higgins, it was his Jeep. He's in
Yeah,
the
so it
house.
looks
That
like he
Jeep's not
did,
moving, right? So it stayed where it was.
Yes.
At some point, did you observe Miss Reed's vehicle pull up to the driveway? I'm sorry, pull up to the house.
I was told there was a vehicle outside, so I went and looked.
Where
Yes.
was that vehicle? When you looked that first time, where was Miss Reed's SUV?
When I went to the front door and looked out, it was straight ahead.
So that would be parallel, actually in line with the Jeep, correct?
Yes.
Directly in front of the Jeep.
I don't know the distance, but yes, you're correct. It was in front of the Jeep.
So if the Jeep was it's a full-size Jeep, correct?
I don't know what size it is.
Certainly the SUV was a full-size SUV.
Yes.
So that would take up much of the room of the curb area in front of 34 Fairview, between the Jeep, assuming there's a snowplow,
Right.
and a full-size SUV, correct?
I'm not really sure of the whole area, but there was the Jeep and then there was the car. I just don't know the distance between them.
You gave a description of the vehicles that were out in front of 34 Fairview in your January 29, 2022 interview with Trooper Proctor, correct?
He came to my house and asked me questions, correct?
When you gave that interview to Trooper Proctor, you indicated to him that you first observed Miss Reed's vehicle parked on the street by the driveway, correct?
I never said by the driveway now.
So if that's in a report, Trooper Proctor got that fact wrong, got that detail wrong.
Persisting.
If in fact, well, let me ask it this way. What did you say to Trooper Proctor about where that vehicle was?
Miss Reed's vehicle?
Correct.
I told him it was straight out front the window. The straight out front of the front door. Sorry.
Trooper Proctor would report. Correct.
Correct.
You've seen that report in other hearings, is that right?
Yes.
Your interview with him was on January 29th. Do you remember the date? I'm sorry, I just said the date. Do you remember the time? My mistake.
I don't remember the exact time. I'm assuming afternoon, like after 12, or I'm not 100%. Sorry.
You had been contacted by Trooper Proctor while you were still at 34 Fairview, is that right?
Yes.
Ultimately, instead of coming from Canton Police Department at 34 Fairview, you went home to your house.
I did.
To
Yeah.
the Country Lane address.
Yes, I did.
And Trooper Proctor ended up meeting you there, correct?
Yes.
And in addition to you and Matt being there,
hmm
Brian Albert showed up, correct?
I asked him to come.
So you asked your brother-in-law to come to the interview that you were having with Trooper Proctor formally in furtherance of his investigation surrounding the circumstances in this case.
Well,
But Brian Albert did show up at your house.
he did. I asked him to come,
And he
yes.
was inside the house when Trooper Proctor ultimately interviewed you, correct?
He was in the house, yes.
And you'd spoken to Brian Albert before Trooper Proctor had interviewed you formally, correct?
I believe so, yes.
Matter of fact, several times you actually spoken to him at 34 Fairview, you've already said that, right?
Oh, right, yeah, we were out there in the
And
kitchen.
then obviously, you spoke to him about the interview before Proctor got to your house to interview you on the 29th as well, correct?
We were just talking about what happened. It wasn't, specifically about Trooper Proctor.
Right, not about Trooper Proctor. You talked to Brian Albert about the circumstances of this case before you spoke to Trooper Proctor.
Yes, I had.
Do you remember exactly what you said to Trooper Proctor about the location of the SUV in front of the house?
I know what I said, yes.
Okay, what exactly did you say?
I said the car was straight out front of the front door. When I was looking out the front door, it was straight ahead.
Isn't it true that what you actually said, Ms. McCabe, is that you first observed the vehicle parked on the street by the driveway facing the direction toward Chapman?
Those are not my words, no.
Okay, next question.
You've already indicated that following the events of January 28th and 29th, you have spoken extensively with your family and your friends, members of your family, your friend group, about what happened that night, correct?
Yes.
And that includes Brian and Nicole Albert, is that right?
Yes.
That includes Matt McCabe, your husband, correct?
Yes.
That includes Chris and Julie Albert.
Yes.
Includes other people that were there that night, including Brian Higgins.
It's getting kind of boring.
I haven't spoken to Brian Higgins since, I believe, John O'Keefe's wake.
But you did speak to him that morning at 34 Fairview, is that right?
Yeah. Oh, yes, he was there. Yes.
As a matter of fact, he's the one that told you to call Officer Lank back and have Officer Lank come back for the additional statement that you wanted to give Officer Lank. Is that right?
He may have suggested it. I'm not sure.
So in those discussions that you've had with all these folks, you talked in details about that night being at the bar, the house, who was where, all of those things, correct?
Yes.
You've talked about the timing of the night, who arrived, when people arrived at 34 Fairview, when people arrived at Waterfall Bar and Grill, correct?
No, those really aren't details we discuss. I mean, everybody kind of knows when they came and when they left. We talk more about, living with everything that we've gone through.
Well, what about on the morning of January 29th, when everybody was still in that sort of friends and family gathering inside 34 Fairview?
When I was there with my husband and sister and brother-in-law, and then Brian's friend and Julie Albert, I was trying to piece together what had happened. They were all being supportive. They had no idea what happened. We were just kind of sitting there in utter shock, waiting to hear from Carrie about John. It was nothing more than just us being together and trying to figure out what had happened. I had gotten a phone call from Karen to help her.
And during that conversation,
Mhm.
that series of conversations, you were sharing what your observations of that evening were, what your story was, how the evening started, how it ended for you, correct? Or the morning ended for you, correct?
No, I'm not correct.
During the time that you folks were inside the house discussing this, there was no law enforcement agent or officer inside that house, correct?
Correct.
So the entire family and the friend network that we're talking about, with whom you discussed all these events, everybody was entitled to and did coordinate their statements without any separation and without any law enforcement oversight, correct?
I was with my family. My sister, my brother-in-law, it wasn't really a big group of us. As I've mentioned, 5 or 6 people. I was in shock. I didn't know what had happened. They were just asking me what happened.
And
Questions like that, and I absolutely told them. But it was no story. There was no us being allowed to do it. That was my family. They were just there with me.
But nobody was separated by law enforcement, correct?
I don't believe there was a reason to separate us.
Nobody, well, notwithstanding what you think was the reason, you're not a professional investigator, correct?
I'm not,
You're
no.
not a trained investigator.
No.
You're certainly not a homicide detective, correct?
No.
None of you witnesses were ever separated, were you?
There was no reason to separate us.
I'm not asking you if there was a reason. I'm asking you whether or not actually everybody was separated in the house. Or was everybody allowed to talk amongst themselves?
I was with my family. We didn't need to be allowed.
I'm trying this again. Was anybody in that house separated, witnesses separated from each other? The family from our witnesses. By law enforcement.
At that point, I don't think anyone but myself and Nat were maybe even witnesses.
I'm not asking you what your determination of who the witnesses are.
Mhm.
I'm asking you whether the folks in that house were separated by law enforcement before you were able to have discussions about the events of January 28th and 29th. That's a yes or no question. Were you separated or not?
At one point, when Mike Lank was in the house, he had separated and talked to Nicole, then Brian, then Matt.
And then you promptly left and left everybody in the house together, correct?
He left us, yeah.
Right. Nobody was taken down to the station, is that right?
No,
As a matter of fact, Trooper Proctor didn't even come over to 34 Fairview, the scene of the incident, to interview you, correct?
I asked him to meet at my house because I had to go home to my children.
And he accommodated you, didn't
He did,
he? And he
yes.
accommodated the fact that Brian Albert escorted you to the house for your interview, correct?
Brian didn't escort me, no.
Well, he went to your house at the same time that Trooper Proctor was there to interview you, correct?
He came at some point, yes, by himself.
Before Trooper Proctor did the interview.
I'm not sure if he was there, if he got there before or when
Well,
he arrived.
you've testified in the past that
Yes.
Brian Albert came to your house alone. I don't